6G is precisely the technology that they plan to use to interface with the human body. Just watch this. So I decided back in January of 2020 to begin dating again and got a dating app. And the first person that I guess I was attracted to was a Chinese American nurse who was living in New Jersey. And I asked her where she was nursing. She said that, well, I'm not working right now. And I said, oh, how come? And she said, I've heard in China that about 4 or 5 months ago, there was something that has been released and is making everybody very, very ill in China. And therefore, all of my friends in China, all my nursing friends, have quit their jobs. And they're no longer going into hospitals. They're staying quarantined at home and they're wearing masks. And so I am doing the same. I've been out of work now for 2 or 3 months here in the United States. And I had never heard of the pandemic at that point. It was brand new. And so I did a little research on it. And the underground news had, I guess, videos on YouTube of people walking across the street wearing masks and suddenly dropping dead in the middle of the street. And that was very concerning to me. That was frightening. That scared the hell out of me, actually. And I remember at that time that 5G was rolling out in China. And Obama had a deal with the Chinese that they would supply the United States with 5G. And I recall that when Trump came on board, the first thing he did was he canceled 5G in the United States from China and decided we would go with an American company of some kind or somebody who was a little more friendly. I also researched it back then, and it said that 5G was being rolled out in China because it was a military operation. And, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said that 5G had the capability, like a microwave oven, where you could crank that puppy up if there was an invasion and people were taking over the country. You could just crank up the 5G and it would cook everybody. It would be like a gigantic microwave in the entire country, or in the province, that they were setting this up in. So that was the 5G experience I knew before all the censorship happened, before I got sick with the big C19 in February of 2020. It was a month later after my dating experience, I got it. And I was one of the first people in this country because I hadn't even named it yet. I remember. So anyway, that was the 5G. Today, as I understand it, they're getting ready to roll out 6G. And that's what I wanted to talk about here. Why 6G, and is it dangerous? And, oh man, this sounds pretty heavy duty, but this is very potentially dangerous. 6G is precisely the technology that they plan to use to interface with the human body. Just watch this.
Graphene could also help advance intelligent reflecting surfaces, also known as reconfigurable intelligent surfaces, a technology that promises to improve signal strength in 6G communications.
So we're looking at, again, using graphene not as the full reflecting element, but as the phase controller in your reflecting element. Communications and sensing system at the nano and micro scale, but not to do sensing in the terms of radar, but actually to do biological sensing. So we can use terahertz radiation to both interrogate a tiny implant under your skin and understand what's its sensing status. Like, for example, has it encountered any biomarker that relates, for example, to lung cancer? That's the focus of our project. And the same signal, we can use it to send information between the implant and the wearable device, but at the same time to extract information from the channel. So this is something we did. Of course, whenever we talk about the body, bio, and terahertz, some people get afraid. So we have also been studying the impact of terahertz radiation on the human body. This is a question that I get many times, even here during these 2 days at the demo. Are these signals safe? So let's start from the beginning. Yes, they are safe, especially with the powers that we're dealing with. Is there anything that these signals may alter in our body? Well, that's the type of thing we're studying. So The immediate answer is no, but maybe. And by maybe, I mean the following, right? From the moment that we can use terahertz radiation for sensing, it means that there is some exchange of energy between the terahertz signal and what you're trying to sense. Whenever there is an exchange of energy, it means that you can interact. And one of the things that we're looking at is try to make this nanoscale interface between biology and the digital.
So graphene in the body will connect your body to the internet.
So we're looking at, again, using graphene not as the full reflecting element, but as the phase controller in your reflecting element.
Both your brain and your heart control your body via electromagnetic waves.
To both interrogate a tiny implant under your skin. Whenever there is an exchange of energy, it means that you can interact. And one of the things that we're looking at is try to make this nanoscale interface between biology and the digital world. So once the graphene content in the human body is increased, it will become more susceptible to electromagnetic radiation. It'll be like an internet television or a computer of sorts, really, because you'll be able to control what goes on in that body, what the bodily functions are from a distance. If you see that somebody is doing something wrong or causing harm to somebody else, why not just switch off their arms or something, or the blood flow to the heart or something like that. It'll be so easy to manipulate the human body that you can have control over people. What happens when this stuff gets into your brain? And there are studies being done on that. You can manipulate certain areas and sensors within the brain, I would imagine. You could probably stimulate somebody to the point where they get so aroused that they cannot control themselves, that they will be unable to function, for example. And that's one of the kinder ways. You could also cause pain. The pain centers in the brain you can manipulate. So this is pretty scary stuff they're doing. Graphene is a pretty exceptional product. I mean, it's something that has been around for about 10 years, I guess, right? That's the first time I really heard about it. And they were talking about using it as an elevator to go up into space. This concept has been around for 60 years or whatever. Let's build a space station and drop an elevator down to the ground so you don't have to spend money on spacecraft. Why not? But they had no material that could sustain the weight. But graphene can probably do that. So graphene can do some pretty cool things, but in the wrong hands, this is monstrous. This is really pretty scary stuff. I recommend that we all pray about this, see if we can sidestep this one if possible. The powers involved seem to be the globalist group, this movement, these scientists, the same guys that got involved with, Mr. Fauci, and that group, it's not beyond them. They can do this now.